right, just like that, I believe we are live. Welcome, welcome. Just a little bit early to this week's stream. We're not actually looking at Pepe Hero right now. We're actually looking at Photoshop because recently I've gotten into doing some really fun comps and photo edits for some folks who've done our builds, some folks who are just good friends and subscribers. And so I thought tonight we'd do something a little bit different and kind of just explore the weird world of doing photo edits with cosplay, because this can be really fun. Hello to Lucas. Welcome. I've actually got yours queued up already. If you do want to send me stuff, feel free to. Obviously, this is just me kind of doing some fun stuff. Good evening, Orlando. Melvin, welcome. So actually, right in front of us here, you can actually see one of the edits I did recently for a gentleman whose name I can in no way pronounce, and I am very sorry about that. But he did a really nice rendition of our Captain Rex Phase 2 helmet, and so we took this, and through the miracle that is Photoshop. Oh, hello there, Gerson Barrera. We also took it and comped it onto this, and a number of other images, actually. But you can see we've done a lot to it to get it to look kind of fun in this photo. And so that's kind of what we're going to be looking at tonight, and the various ways we can do that with our photos without getting too crazy on us. Now, obviously, I do use Photoshop, and that is paid software, but there are a ton of other different photo editing softwares out there. I routinely use an app on my phone called Polish, which is free. But this is just what I happen to be using. Feel free to, talk amongst yourselves if you have another type of software that you use. But for now, let's sort of dive in. Obviously, I did a number of things to this particular image to get it to this point. I no longer have the open editing file, but you can see that I skewed this thing a little bit, and then, you add the blue shine, and you adjust the exposure and whatnot. But we're going to try and do that with some other images. So let's open up some other images. Let's see here. You know what, DeLucas, you're here, so why don't we start with yours? Let's see. You sent us a Mandalorian, which looks really cool. I'm really digging it. It's definitely fitting you perfectly there, and of course, you got your very fun poll right there, which is always excellent. Now, with a photo like this, I think there's really two modes of thought. You can either take this and just comp it onto the Mandalorian, or you can take the Mandalorian's armor and you could just comp that onto here. I think in the interest of time, we're going to try comping this onto a shot of the Mandalorian. So let's go. I was doing a little bit of searching just initially here. We're trying to work with the shape of the image, and you're kind of looking slightly to the side. I feel like we could maybe make this one work pretty well. Let's see here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's save that image. We're going to save that here. Mando flying. Very fun. Yes! Oh, your Curie props. Great. I've got your stuff too. So let's go here. We're going to open up another image. We're just going to go right here. So let's go to this image here. I'm really only interested in the helmet right now. So I'm going to take the object selection tool, which is sort of an AI-assisted tool. We're just going to sort of close-ishly grab the helmet here. Let Photoshop work its magic here. Come on. There we go. That's pretty good as far as a grab goes, honestly. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And let's just grab along here. Make sure we're getting that in here. It's having a little trouble around the rooftop there. So we're going to go in and do some manual stuff here. I'm going to try and create a very straight line along here. Because indeed, this is a fairly straight line. I don't want it to be super wonky. That's better. Oop. Let's try that again. And by no means should you guys take what I'm doing here as gospel. This is really just me having some fun in Photoshop with you folks, because this is after all just a ton of fun. So let's grab along here. Let's go along here. Try and get a pretty clean line. And we'll do the reverse. We'll subtract a little bit. Just try and make sure we got a nice even line along the cheek here. Yeah, look at that. This one's actually pretty even on that side. There's some weird stuff happening because of the bloom on the helmet here. But that's pretty easy to smooth back out. Let's grab this. Obviously, whenever you're doing edits like this, the higher the quality of the image, the better the final product is really going to be. But let's do everything we can to give this as much of a pro feel as we can, because we're just doing this for fun. So let's grab this. I kind of like where it's at right now. What we might do is we might select, modify, and we'll smooth this like 3 pixels, really small smooth radius, but just so that it doesn't have that weird chunky toothy look to the grab. And then I am going to do one other thing, which is I'm actually going to shrink or contract that by another like 2, just so that, whoop, 2 is too many. Let's just contract it by 1, just so that there's no weird halo to it. Unless, actually, you know what? I might be jumping the gun. Let's just Control-C, we'll grab it, and let's just stick it on here. Hey, that's not too bad. All right, so you can see we actually, this is pretty simple comp. You know, we can actually add this pretty much straight to this. I am going to do something for our own benefit, which is I'm going to try and skew this a little bit and try and open up the bottom. Actually, let's push that back instead. And then, yeah. Look at that. Trying to get this to match the angle perspective of the head there. That's pretty good. I'm liking it. It's you know, we're gonna do some other things here to the color to try and grade that into place. But if I was just looking to have a little fun, post this right online, this is more than enough, right? But let's see if we can't take this a little bit further. I'm going to grab this, and I'm actually going to put a second one literally right on top of it, because I do not trust myself and believe I will actually screw this up. So let's see what happens if I just use its auto toning. That's not bad. Liking the contrast. Color. It really wants to add some of those brown tones. I don't know how in love with that I am, especially given if we get rid of that, you can see he's actually fairly bright. He's got the blue tones of the sky in there. So let's see if we can... Oh, I know. Let's once more just grab our piece here, right? And we can be pretty liberal with that because there's nothing else in that space, unlike the last one. Oh, come on. Oh, wait, no. There's a better way to do this that I've neglected. There we go. Select the inverse. There we go. Just grabbing that now. So now that I've got this in there, what I can do is I can take just my paintbrush if I wanted to. Let's really make this a very soft looking brush. And then let's grab the color of the sky, because that appears to be the color it's sort of working in there. So let's grab a slightly more saturated version of that color, especially since we're only using a little bit of it. And let's just add it to the helmet, right? Because that's what we were seeing before. Look, just like that, it adds sort of that toning of the sky. Oh, cool! I'm glad. So this is a cardboard version of our Mando templates, which are actually for free on the channel here. But this is already looking very good. And here, if I get rid of that, yeah, that blue really works for me. I want to do a quick couple of things just to tidy it up. There's a weird shine right there I'd like to get rid of. Ooh, hello. Let's get a little closer, shall we? No, I don't want that to... I don't want it... I think it's because it's still kind of soft there. Let's try something else. Gonna grab it like this. Okay. And then we're gonna... This is a very complicated way I'm doing this edit. But I do think it's important because that's a really weird glow right there. Thank you very much to Lucas. Much appreciated. We're gonna just use our content aware fill. And we're... There we go. Perfect. It's just eliminating that weird spot. Come on. You can do it. Yo, hello. Oh, no! No! Oh, Photoshop, why? Why? Oh, God, we were so close to being done with that one, too. Oh, no. Okay, let's... Can I recover it? Oh, God, it doesn't want to recover it. Oh, God, I remember there's a way... Oh, man. Hang on. Oh, this is not what I thought we were going to be doing, but this is what we're doing now, I guess. So we need to go to... Users... Oh, God. Adobe... Oh, God, okay. Adobe Photoshop. Auto recover. Oh, God, there's nothing there. Oh, I'm so sad. I'm so sorry, DeLucas. We're going to have to do that again. It will take less time as I explain less of it. I am so sorry. Oh, I can't believe it. It fell flat on its face like that. That was terrible. Where's my... Oh, Lord. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, we got this. We got this. We can speed run this. We really can. Oh, no. My live stream closed. That's weird. Are you guys still getting my data? Is this still happening? Hello, yeah, you guys are still seeing this. Sweet. Okay. You're thinking of opening your own YouTube channel and you would like permission to use some of your templates. Yeah, you can, well, I mean, you can use the free ones, for sure. I don't know about the paid files. That's not really... I mean, you can kind of show how they go together, but you can't, release those files. That's not chill. Oh, man, come on. I understand. I understand, Photoshop. You don't have to be stupid about this. Let's be adults. There we go. Yeah, no, I've had some people recently try to demand a lot of things from me. That's not what I'm implying. Yeah, the free template. Yeah, no, that's not what I'm implying that you're doing. I've just had to be a lot more wary recently because there've been a bunch of people who have basically, tried to do my stuff, scrub my name from all of it, and then say, hey, I'm a YouTuber. And it's like, well... I put a lot of time and effort into that. Are you sure you can't just give me the credit for templates and whatnot? Because of course the templates are free. Of course the templates are free. So you're free to do with them what you will. No, but it's usually when I see that when people are like, it was free, so I don't have to credit you. You're the Red Hood Rebirth guy. Sweet. Hi, Louise. Glad you could join us. Let's try. You missed it. We had this all done, and then Photoshop straight up crashed on us, and demonstrated a very important message, which is to save a lot more often than I do. Okay, let's do the same thing we did before. We're going to modify this. We're going to smooth it by like 3 pixels, and then we're going to just grab it. Well, actually, first I'm going to fix this corner because it did round that corner over fairly substantially. Okay, there we go. But that should be good. So now we're going to put this in here, and then we're going to immediately save it. Yep. Because I don't want to lose it again. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that a lot there, Cody Bodie. Let's go ahead and we'll skew this again. We're going to skew that back just a little bit. There we go. I'd call that roughly in the right position here. And we'll just kind of scoot it over the top of it. Oh, I actually think we made it a little too big. Let's... Oh, no. We got this. You know, actually, I wonder if we warp the top up just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Now, some people have, come forward and they'll say things like, well, isn't this dishonest about your work? But I think that this is a fun way to engage with the medium, right? This is just a fun thing to do with your stuff. Now, let's do what we did before, where we're going to just run quick, select the inverse, and then we're going to do that same color adjustment. We'll just go right here, make it a nice, fun, big, soft brush. Turn the opacity way down. Too much. And we add just a little bit of that sky reflection in there, which is kind of what's missing from it right there. Now let's just do a little auto tone. A little bit more of that blue. I'm liking it, generally. What we might do is we might adjust the exposure just a little bit because it... No, actually, I think the exposure is fine. Maybe it's this I'm thinking about. There we go. Yeah, that's what we wanted. And now look at that. We got DeLucas's Mando bucket on actual Mando here. This is great. Will I be making some Bad Batch armor? So the truth of the matter is, a lot of the things that I had been working on prior to my laptop crapping out on me, unfortunately, just straight up died on me. The dream died with them. So I'm working on it, but I don't know when that's going to happen, especially now that I'm getting so close to the wedding. This is, it's getting harder and harder to devote a ton of time to the stuff that I'm just doing for free. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just that I don't know when that's going to be, even though, I do have, the files to work on it. Let's see here. Let's make this a little smaller. Cool. Now, there's a certain amount of this, too, that just sort of revolves around the idea of, it's small enough. You're not going to notice that. I zoom out, and suddenly that little thing is gone again. But I'd say this is pretty good. I think it's not quite covering the helmet at the bottom there, so yeah, stick that right there. And yeah, I think that is pretty good. Let's grab the burn tool, and let's just add the barest definition to the inside of that. Whoops. Yeah, just so that we got a little bit more subtle shading right there. Look at that. And now we're popping some... Now we're getting into that whole popping them details thing. Yeah, and I'm also going to do one other thing. So I'm going to save this as it is, but I'm also going to do a crop of it for social media. I tend to release things in 4:5 just because I really like the way it looks. So let's... I don't know. I want to get a shoulder in there. The shoulders. We'll kind of center it on the shoulders. Yeah, I'm liking this. Actually, for the sake of the 4:5, what I might do is a really quick version where we just extend the top a little bit. This is a really easy thing to do. Yo, what? Okay, there we go. Image, edit, content aware. There we go. This is a really, really quick thing to do. So we're just gonna do it. There we go. That makes the centering of this a little bit better. So we'll just export this real quick. I'm gonna try and do a bunch of these edits and release them all on my Insta, I think. Maybe my Facebook too. Let's go to DeLucas bucket 4:5. And then we'll just walk it back real quick. Undo, 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 undo. And then export it in full. And this is just a really fun way to do these kinds of edits. I think we're going to bop away from this for now, DeLucas, though. And we'll save that just for later. But that was really fun. Let's open another one. Kiri Props sent us some really cool images of his full Captain Rex build. And, you know, they're of different sizes. Some of them are a little smaller than the others, so I'm going to see which one seemed to have the best fidelity. I think it was this one. This is a little... There we go. We got some pretty decent dynamic range on this photo, too. So, this is a great build, by the way. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I don't know. Forgive me, did you use our clone, like, armor templates too, or just the bucket? I don't know. Because we do have both. Let's see here. So this might be a little bit harder to cut out, just because the background's a little busier. Yeah, you can see it's doing a good job here. But we're going to need to go in and do some fine-tuning. So let's go around the side of the arm here. We don't want that car in here. Come on. I can do it manually if I have to, but I kind of don't want to. There we go. And then we don't want the car. We want to follow this edge. There we go. Come on. There we go. Let's see, go up under the arm here. We don't want that car in the background. The helmet's items. That's awesome. Well, you did a great job. Similarly to the gentleman whose name I unfortunately cannot pronounce. But they did a good job too. Okay, this is pretty close up here. Obviously, when you're doing photo edits, the higher the resolution, the better it's going to turn out, honestly. But this is still going to be pretty cool. We'll do some fun things to... Well, I'll show you how to make this look pretty cool in virtually just about any setting. Okay, and then this is the really tough one. We want to grab this thing. The rangefinder. There we go. And then it looks like we've got some weird hangover up here. There we go. I think that's just about it. I think we've got the whole thing here. All right, so then let's smooth this out ever so slightly. Let's modify it. We're going to smooth it by like 2 pixels. That's it. Oh, cause see, that's the problem with smoothing with such small objects, is we're gonna get some weird artifacting here, and it did just straight up eliminate the center of the rangefinder there. But now we should have a much cleaner grab. And let's see here. I really like this image. Why don't we... let's grab a new window. We'll go to our images, and let's just Google Captain Rex. Captain Rex Clone Wars, yeah. We'll find a fun image. This is that image. Unfortunately, the background's not super interesting. So if we just comp it over this, there's not going to be anything for us to look at, really. It's just going to be that with this weird blue background. Let's see. Captain Rex and troops. Try and get some other things in the background there. We could always put it over Captain Rex standing in front of the 332nd. That wouldn't be too bad. Because that's kind of a hero pose shot too. So maybe that's what we do. Let's see, we want this one. I would like to find, we're going to back search this image and try to find the largest version of this image so that we can get a very clean edit out of this. I think this is the one we want. Open image in new tab. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's save that image. Not into Lucas, but under Curie props. The 332nd. Okay, so let's open this up now. 332nd. That's a pretty clean image. We got a pretty clean grab. So let's grab it. And we'll stick it right there. Now, obviously, this image in the background here is a little higher fidelity than this one. But that's okay. We're just going to try and get him to about the right size. And then we're going to work some magic here. So let's grab that. Dude, that looks pretty good. I'm liking the size. The heels are in the right place. We might skew it back because it looks like he's standing forward a little bit. But before we do that, we're going to get rid of Rex. How do we do that? Let's grab Rex pretty loosely. It's not super important that it's perfectly on him. Oh, whoops. My bad. It's not super important that it's perfectly on him, but it is important that we're not missing any part of him. You know, actually, to that end, I'm just going to lasso him. We're not even going to use the object selection tool. We're just going to lasso him. Here we go. Ooh, I missed a little part of him right there. That's okay. Okay, so now we're going to do that content-aware fill again. And we're just going to try and get Photoshop to crudely eliminate him. Now, I am going to get rid of all of these guys because there aren't more guys behind him. And if it tries to put guys behind him, that's going to look weird. So let's get rid of the guys. Let's get rid of the 332nd from the selection. Thanks for coming with me on this journey too, guys, because this is a bit out of the normal for us, right? We don't usually do this, but it is fun, and this is, I think, a really cool part of getting to do cosplay is getting to have these really fun photos of yourself and saying, I was there, I'm a part of it too. And look, see, it's doing some weird duplication things in there, but that's fine, you know? Even if I get rid of that, it eliminates the image right there, and I'm pretty okay with that. It feels like it's trying to add a little bit of somebody's orange bucket right there. Here, I don't want it to duplicate that part. There we go. That's pretty good. And now it's pretty neutral, a little washed out. We'll just hit OK. Control D. Great. And I'm going to merge that down. Well, actually, I suppose I don't. Yeah, I do. We're just going to merge that down, and we're going to reintroduce this guy. Yeah, and that's pretty not noticeable, right? He looks pretty in perspective. I am noticing, I'm going to add a mask to him because I am noticing that for whatever reason I have a weird extra little grab up there. Whoa! My bad, I needed to add a mask to this one. Did have just kind of a weird edge right up there. So let's just smooth that out. Great. That's pretty close to where we want it to be. I am going to maybe perspective. Yeah, if we lean him forward just ever so slightly, that feels a little more appropriate. There we go. Now, it does have a little bit of a halo, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get rid of that. So let's just take this, and we'll do some color adjusting on this. And then we can try to add a bit of a shadow for him, because that's one of the things that's separating him from this right now, is he's not getting any respect on the ground. So let's... What happened? Oh, nope. What happens if I ask it to auto do this tone? It does an okay job. So I'm going to do what I did for the other gentleman's Rex bucket, which is something that I feel worked out pretty well. So I'm actually going to go to the vibrance, and I'm actually going to turn... I'm trying to remember. I believe I turned the saturation down until it sort of matched that blue. And then I also turned the vibrance down a bit. You can see that sort of dulls it out a little bit, but it does match the coloration in the background here, which is sort of what's separating him from the image overall. And then the white is way brighter than the rest of this. Now, some of that we're going to want to do manually because we want to do we want the bottom to be darker than the top. But some of it we're going to check in the exposures. Now, before we do anything, I'm actually going to do... I'm going to take the burn tool, and I think we're going to go to... I think we actually have to go to the highlights because it's all, like, white there. So let's... Ooh, that is too much. That's too big. There we go. Let's try that. Just kind of working our way up. Darkening this down. So that's just sort of taking the edge off those highlights. Great. And now go into the midtones, make this a little smaller. We can really create that shadow on the front there that you see on all the other guys. There we go. I'm trying to get rid of that sort of halo of a light right there, but it's wily. So then we can go in and let's do a little bit of... I know this doesn't get super sharp the closer we get, but if we can really darken in the recesses of those cheeks, like the rest of the troopers there, this is going to go a long way. Especially since he's leaning forward, these shadows are going to be more pronounced on the faceplate. Too much right there. And then anywhere there's a really intense shelf, we're going to add kind of a shadow right here. Yeah, his guns too. Down there. And then, of course, right under the arms, it's going to be really intense. We're actually just sort of going in and darkening the shadows that are already there, because they are a great guideline for us. Here we go. There we go. And that's already starting to look a lot more in line with everything else happening here. And then we can go on our background. I could do this on a separate layer, but I'm playing fast and loose. Speaking of which, Control Save. Yep, we'll just save that right here. Yep, there we go. That is too big. I need to be a little bit clearer here. Trying to create that sort of bloom we're seeing on the ground with the rest of these guys. That is too dark. Undo that. There we go. That's what we like to see. A much subtler shadow here. There we go. Yeah! Stormtrooper Commander costume. Do you have a pauldron template? I'm actually working on one right now with the Death Trooper armor that we've been working on. So if you can hold out for like, I don't know, maybe a week, that should be done. I'm kind of hoping. You can actually see I've been working on it here. Not to totally digress, but let's see here. Death Trooper P pauldron. There we go. I haven't unfolded it yet, but here's a pauldron. Here's like a Imperial pauldron. So that's on the way. This looks pretty good. I feel like something's missing here. I think his whites are still too bright. So we're gonna take the gamma. We're just gonna. Oh, whoops. I'm in the wrong one. All right, we're just gonna go to the exposure and let's take the gamma. We'll take it down just slightly. Just slightly. Don't want to take it off too much. And this is a weird phenomenon, which is they're actually the black here actually isn't black. You can see it's like a dark gray. Yeah, it'll actually be for our patrons, so it'll be, I think the lowest tier is $3, and that'll be the patron gift for this month, the big one at least. Let's see here, take the offset. Yeah, we're just gonna take the very lowest bits and move them up ever so slightly. Because now all that stuff that was like jet black is slightly not jet black. And suddenly, he starts to look like he belongs a lot more. Now, in the same way we burned everything, we'll take the dodge tool, which is the brightness tool. We'll take that right to the top. Brighten up just the top of the helmet. Too much. There we go. Because obviously there's a lot of downlight here. You can do the same thing on the very tops of all of his stuff. Really highlight how much brighter the top is. And I'm actually pretty comfy calling this one done. Hovered over the cancel button. The cancel button. Where's the alt button? The button should change to reset. I actually am not 100% sure what you're referring to here. I just undid what I had done, so I'm feeling comfy with where it's at. But this looks pretty darn good. So I'm going to save this. Actually, let's be bold. Oh, hello. Oh, no, not dodge, burn. That's why it was weird. There we go. Too much. Let's be bold. That's better. Sorry, I was just realizing that some of those undershadows could be a lot better defined. Yeah, I like this. We're going to export this as the whole thing real quick. Oh, yes, sorry. The reason I reset it is, the reason I did it back is because I was actually just in the wrong layer there for a moment. Okay, so here we go. Oh, nope, I'm in the wrong place again. Curie props. Captain Rex, hero pose. Yeah. And then I'm gonna do the same thing I did for the last one, and we're gonna do a 4:5 edit, just because I really like the way they look. Yeah, that's looking sharp. I like it. Generally, I like it. Export this. Do the same thing we just did, but I'm gonna add the term 4:5 to the file extension. There we go, and yeah, we'll save that. We don't need that. Hey, DeLucas, there you are again. Let's open this up. And we did Curie Props. We did DeLucas. Let's take a look at... I've got user PAC from our Discord. Now, unfortunately, this image is a little bit low on resolution, but I think we're going to be able to do something with it. The question is, what are we going to put it on? Because this is a custom Mandalorian. I don't think we should try to put it on another Mandalorian. I think we should try to put it on, like a battlefield or something, like somewhere it would have, like, fallen off. I think that would be really cool. Let's try that. Let's see here. Star Wars Battlefield helmet. Let's see what happens when we type that. It's, of course, trying to pull up Battlefront. Star Wars diorama helmet? Question mark? Okay, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to something that I think is kind of close to what we want. Star Wars Battleground close up. Try that. This is a game called Star Wars Battleground. Boy, Star Wars sure does battle in a lot of different ways. Let's just try Star Wars Ground close up. Okay, it's a little closer. Maybe Star Wars Battle close up? Man, Google is a terrifying thing. Boy, oh boy, does that not... These are all close-ups of faces. What on earth? Oh, man. I definitely... Okay. Yeah, because it was just ignoring... Okay. Broken helmet battlefield. We might have to search a little bit more for that. What if I just searched, like, smoke, fire, battlefield, ground? Just something we could comp it into. Oop, nope, that's... close up. We're getting somewhere. I feel like we're getting close to the thing we want. Oh man, now we're in a weird place, because I'm looking for something kind of like this where it's like a very close picture on the ground, maybe next to a tree or some rocks. Like, imagine if we could get like a very close picture of like a trunk, like a tree trunk. This might require some more searching on my part. Tree trunk close up. Let's try that. Tree trunk roots close up? Okay, let's take a look at the image itself again here. Kind of from the top down. Maybe? That's kind of cool looking. That's very much from the bottom up, so that ain't gonna fly. This is a toughie. This is a toughie because I really want to respect the angle that this picture's taken at, but also this is a hard one. I really want like a very close image, which is not something you see a ton of. This is kind of cool. Is there a bigger picture, a bigger version of this picture? How big does this image get? Not super big. Then again, the original's not super big. Let's try this. All right, we finished Curie props. Let's go to pack. Tree trunk. Okay, let's try this. We're just throwing something at the wall to try and see what sticks, eh? So this is cool because it's already a PNG, so there's no background to it. So we can already sort of kind of try to betcha, because it should really be quite small in comparison to this, right? What if we sort of nestle it in the crook of this branch here, or this root here? Oh, but then the rangefinder is going to be in kind of a weird spot. Dang it. Okay, let's see what happens if I scoot it over here. We're just gonna see what happens if I hide part of the rangefinder behind that, right? Just see what happens. Okay, so let's go to the tree here, and we're going to essentially grab this section of the root. No, let's grab the whole section. Come on. Okay, and then just whatever's grabbing that there. Sweet. Okay. Select inverse, and then we're going to grab that like this. Okay, so that's kind of hanging out behind the tree there. Let's crop everything to try and center this more. I know that that's not ideal, but like, let's make a vertical 16:9. Nope, vertical 16:9. There we go. Give it a little bit more breathing room here. There we go. In the share your build chat, love to look at the. Oh, in the. Ooh, whoop, whoop, whoop. Over in the Discord or in the share your build chat. Is that on Facebook? Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I know where you put an image so that I don't miss it, because I would really like to help with that, Nifty Gaming. You know what I'm realizing? We need to smooth this out, because that is too wonk there. Discord. I didn't see it in the Discord. Unless I don't see it in the general there. I'm not seeing it right now. I may have to go back and look for it. But for now, let's do this again. I actually kind of like how in the corner it is. Maybe this is the kind of thing where we keep most of the picture actually, but we just kind of rework what centering this thing looks like. Because that's actually pretty cool, where it's just sort of buried in the corner there. That is kind of neat. So let's grab, and we'll make another layer here. Actually, we can leave this. I'm going to grab the whole layer and put it on top of it. That's what we want, so that I have the original. Just sort of burn a shadow into the bottom here. Really just try to give it the sense that it's a part of the scene, marry it to the scene here. This is a rare instance. Black clone. I think. Hang on. I think I might need to refresh my Discord. But I'm not sure how to do that while I'm doing this. I apologize. But I will go back and try to take a look at it. We're gonna try and dull down the color here just a little bit. And actually, I'm gonna go right in there, and there's like a reflection here, and I bet if we grab that, yeah, let's just grab last little bit of that there. Which we took that, and we tried to fill that image right here. Oh, whoops. I am once more in the wrong layer. That is okay. Here we go. There we go. That gets rid of that weirdly bright mark there. There we go. Let's merge. We're going to merge these two layers. And then I'm going to use the spot healing brush because there is like a weirdly dark spot there. No, that's okay. There we go. That's not bad. But now the color doesn't look so weird just sitting there. I think that this is kind of a fun edit. It's a little different from the other stuff we've done. And I bet you I'd like it more if I did this. Hang on, I'm gonna grab everything. And I'm gonna do something awful. Oh, whoops, no. I wanna grab all of it. Hang on. Ah, yes, of course. I actually kind of like that more, which I know is insane, but just something about the lighting makes more sense to me. So yeah, I think if we then just took our dodge tool, mess with that a little bit. Until we've got like a reasonable brightness on the one side. Yeah, I'd say this one, I'm going to call this one done. This was a fun edit. Just sort of sitting by a tree. It's hard because as macro as I want to make this, I can't make the actual helmet image any bigger. So there's just not a whole lot of places for me to go with it. Maybe Pac will send me a larger resolution picture. We'll call it Fallen Helmet. Yeah, I like it. Okay, let's get rid of that. There you are again, DeLucas. Let's see. We got some more time here. Let's do some more editing. Some of you folks didn't get to see it, but this was another one we did recently of Mark Candle. He's on Instagram. He's a super nice guy. But he did a rendition of our Star-Lord mask, and he was flipping the bird. So we put that very nice fuzz on there. And we also did a little bit of shading on the jacket to change the tone of it, and just sort of artsy up the whole thing. So that was kind of fun. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, this is from a gentleman named Irakli, I think is how it's pronounced, I think. So it's a Stormtrooper helmet using our bucket templates that turned out really, really nice. And I think it turned out so nice, we should try and stick it on some A New Hope footage, which is going to present a unique problem, because this is actually a pretty high resolution image, but A New Hope was not. So we're going to have to find a fun way to marry those ideas together. So let's grab this. Come on. That is a pretty clean grab. There's a little something funky going on right here. Come on. Come on. You got it. There we go. But this is actually shockingly smooth. So we're just going to grab it. Whoops. And I actually pre-browsed this one a little bit. I think... Let's try... Can we get him on this image of these troopers escorting Leia? That would be kind of cool, right? So this guy's actually kind of looking the opposite direction to this one. Going pretty good. Going pretty good. We're just doing some fun edits. This guy's, like I said, this guy's looking kind of the opposite of this. So if I flip this horizontally, kind of try to stick it in here, we notice that due to the way this photo is shot, it's kind of fish-eyed, which is making the center bulge out a lot. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to try and... We might be able to camera... I think we can camera adjust this. Oh, this might be slightly deeper than my depth, but... I think there's a way to do it, a lens correction on this, and I think that'll change the shape. I think it was taken with it. Oh man, this is going to be way harder for me to figure out right now. I am instead going to liquefy this thing. So this is probably the most intensive thing that we've done so far. Which is we're going to take this. And we are sort of sticking this over something that doesn't quite match it. So we're going to take some liberties. So let's go. We'll liquefy it. Actually, let's skew it first. Kind of liking that. So what we can kind of get this in place here. I really want to like stretch it at the bottom though, and not in like a skewed way, in a way that I think I can only do with the liquefy tool. So we're actually just gonna create a brush for ourselves here and ever so gently sort of tug out the side of it in a more stereotypically stormtrooper fashion. I think that's I'm pretty good with that. Let's see here. Try and put the eye roughly back where it was so I don't just stretch it all the way out. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. And then I don't want to change the shape much more than I have. So I'm actually going to do the same thing we did on the last one. No, excuse me, 2 ones before, where instead of, we kind of have to remove the original helmet. Oops, I'm in the wrong layer again. That's okay. Let's try to get a little closer to the helmet. What is everybody else working on? Obviously, we're just doing some fun photo edits tonight. Really just sort of enjoying the process. Okay. Make sure I've got the bottom edge of this tube here because we didn't quite cover that. Okay, yeah, that's probably close enough. Let's just then take this. We're going to do a little content aware filling. Trying to get rid of... Ooh, so we don't want it to copy any of this. We actually want it to copy the sides and sort of the top there. So we're going to get rid of all this because we don't want any trooper, and we certainly don't want it copying Leia's hair there. So let's just grab this, and we'll give it all of this to work with too, just because that is, that would be appropriate here. That's pretty close, actually. I'm actually really liking how it's matching the background along this line. That's, I think, pretty important. Let's go there. There's a little bit of a halo because of the way I did this. So all I'm going to do, I could go back and fix that, or I could be lazy and just use the spot healing brush. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And here's the thing. If it's a little messy along this edge, that's okay. Because a new bucket sitting right there is going to be distracting from that. So that's... I'd say that's a pretty good comp. Because all we really did was fill in along this hair here. And we're actually blocking most of the stuff over there. So this fits pretty well. I'm going to do one other thing in the liquefy, and this might be a little weird, but I think just because... Oops. I'm in the wrong one again. Just because I'm in the wrong... or I'm putting it right next to an actual trooper, I'm going to take this... And I'm just... Whoa, that's way too big. I love how it jumps from, like, sort of all right to way too big really fast. I'm just going to flatten off the top a little bit in a slightly more stereotypical fashion. There we go. Close. I didn't quite get the side. It's okay. And here's the thing. I could put the background in here, but actually I just didn't do it right there. That looks, I think, very good. So, here we go. We have our bucket here. The eyes look pretty good. I'm actually going to give this one more piece of help, I think, with the liquefy tool, which is a little woods right there. We're going to go in real close with this one, actually. Oop. Bop, 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 straight across. And I'm actually just going to... There we go. Smooth that out ever so slightly. Yeah. And you know what? This is kind of low res anyway, so this is going to be fine. Let's auto-tone. Ooh, it wanted to make that very yellow. But I was a little clearer, so let's... So I think the real problem here is there's a lot of color to the yellow from this photo that we got from Irakli. Irakli. I actually don't know. So I'm actually just going to remove most of the saturation from this. Yeah, until it's basically just white and black, which is totally cool. Awesome. Yep. Great. And now what we can do is we can kind of go back in and adjust our exposure. Maybe even our curves. That might be the real problem. Let's drop for it. Aha. Okay, so it's definitely too high. Let's try adjusting the curves. That looks pretty good. Now we're just trying to get close here. There's a tone problem here as well, which is that there's actually a sort of some pink to it. So what I may do, take the brush tool, let's go into our funky fresh brushes down here. Try to do, ooh, I like chunks of charcoal. That's fun. Oh, that might be too intense. Let's try getting like, yeah, it's like a pink tone. Look at that. Good, I'm glad. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. That's walking it back from that, just that red just a little bit. There we go. And then I think what we really need to do is we need to introduce some noise and sort of mess it up a little bit. So we want to add noise, because this is a very noisy image. Too noisy. I think okay, so that's pretty good. But I actually think we might need to, what we might need to do is actually, before we do that, let's give it just a little bit of motion blur, like ever so slight amount of motion blur, like 2 pixels worth of motion blur. Yeah, and now because they're all kind of in motion and a little fuzzy. Now if we go in and add that noise, oh, I think that looks pretty good. I think if we really wanted to go the extra mile, let's grab it again, add it. Whoop! I really want to put that right underneath it. Now, normally what I would do is I would just add a drop shadow to the. Oh my God! Oh! Oh no! That's right. I added that pink to like this whole area. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. There we go. And it's not as noticeable when there's only one. Oh shoot. I made a big mistake. Okay. New plan. We're going to grab this. See if it can... Yep, it looks like it recognized it. And then we're just going to... There we go. I think we fixed it there. Okay, let's grab this again now, though. Grab that and just stick it back in the same spot. And then now we can add a drop shadow to this one. Let's see. The light means it's mostly coming like straight down. We can actually see if we want to be really specific about it, we can see exactly where the shadow is moving it in terms of the shadow that's actually underneath it there. Move it back just a little bit, and we're gonna lower the intensity just a bit because we don't want to fully separate it, and we also don't want it on the background there. So we're gonna go back in real quick and into our funky fresh space we go. Oh, hello. Oh yeah, no, we're definitely gonna go there. It's not just darker is the problem. It's that it's a little more like bland overall. It's not just that it's darker, it's duller. So give me 2 seconds here as I. Oh, I'm in the wrong tool. That's what's up. Why is it doing that? Oh, it's because I'm totally grabbing the wrong tool here. I'm supposed to be in general brushes. General brushes. There we go. So we don't want any of that shadow on the background. We really just want it on the armor there. But I think that helps quite a bit, actually. So now let's just toy with the exposure again real quick. Really just kind of... Oh, actually, you know what? Because it's duller, what if we mess with the contrast a little bit? Just kind of reduce it down. Yeah, I like that a bit more. Actually, that's too much. Only a bit, though. If we actually bring it down to about here, I think that works. And then just take the overall down ever so slightly. I think we just about got it here. I think this might be it. Yeah, because now... Oh, I almost want to ruin it with just like a little bit more of this. Just a little bit more of this color. Oh god, that's way too much color. There. That's it. That's it. Wait. That's it. I really like this one. I think this one turned out really good. I like it. And I like that it's not perfect. It doesn't sit perfectly in there because, you know, obviously sitting right next to the original, the full shape, it's going to look a little different. But I think it looks really cool. I mean, if we wanted to, yeah, we'll apply it. We'll just apply those layer effects. What? Let's see. Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to rasterize the layer style, and then I want to merge down. There we go. Let's see what happens if we just take this and we just toy with it in the liquify tool for a minute. Let's say we wanted to be really aggressive about this and do some really interesting things with our shape. Too small. Let's fiddle with that. Nope, that ain't gonna work. No, there's no data there for me to pull apart. You know, I have an idea. This might seem a little bit extreme. But if I were to, say, grab that side of this, and then I were to flip it horizontally, and just stick it behind that there. That actually doesn't look super weird. No, actually, I think I really like that. With just a little bit of the other side peeking out. I think it's just because this photo is taken from such a strange side. So if I'm trying to get this to sit a little bit closer where I would want it to. I think that might actually be it. And I know that it's not 100% there. I might actually darken that slightly. Because if I go back in and I burn it down just a little bit. Yeah, now that starts to seem to make a little bit more sense. Ooh, I'm going to do one other thing to it. Ooh, actually I could probably just warp it. Never mind. I was going to do another liquify, but now that I'm looking at it, I can probably just warp it. Never mind. I was a fool to think I could just warp it. Because it really wants to take the whole thing when I warp it like that. I really just want to move one spot. Okay. I'm going to do this very quickly and very blind, so please bear with me. Looks like a Lego minifig. A little. I see that, but I think this really does work. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep that as is, because here's the thing: if you remove it, it looks a little like it's looking to the side a little too hard. But there, that works for me. I am gonna call this one good, I think. Oh, how fun! Actually, you know what? We ourselves have a unique opportunity here. I'm going to save this here. We're going to export it once, and then I'm going to try editing the whole image just to try and change the overall image. Yeah, that's the thing, is that I'm trying to see what I can do with it here. Let's try this right here. Whoops. Yeah. Okay, and then let's reopen the exported image. Okay, and let's see what happens if we do like an auto tone on this. Yeah, that looks... Here's the thing, I don't want to change the tone, but changing the overall color actually does work very well for this now. Let's see, if we don't change the color, if we just change, say, the exposure, does the image get a little clearer? Yeah, I like that. I might keep it that way just because I think it helps marry everything together. But I think this has been really cool. Let's go ahead and we'll save this. Oh. Yeah, we'll save that. And then I'll leave you guys with a little bit of a sneak peek on, I just went through and I've been working on my photo bucket, and these are the photos that I have to go through and edit now. But I think that this thing has turned out really clean. This has been a massive success, I'd say, especially since if you could really go in there, you can see that the detail's quite clean, and it's such a fun image. I'll probably try to stick this on a fun image of Captain Fordo as well. But I want to thank everybody who showed up because we were able to make some really cool edits tonight. This has been a super fun diversion. Next week we're going to be hitting the Pepakura again real hard because we got a lot of stuff that we're trying to get done, as it were. But for now, I really want to thank everybody for coming out, and I want to thank all my patrons: Ken, Sam the Man, Suit Up Props, Laura, Ruben, Matt G, K-Snake, and Austin of AJ Plays Piano. You guys are so awesome for helping to support the channel, and I really appreciate all that you do, just like I appreciate everybody for showing up tonight. If you do have more images of builds of mine, or just builds that maybe you're hoping I might be able to do something with, please let me know. This has been really fun. I might add to my Etsy store that I can do this kind of stuff freelance, because this is cool. I want to thank everybody so much, just so much. This has been really just a life-giving stream for me. Please take care. Have a great one.